Hi guys, me. I'm back. What did I try saying? I feel like I tried to say I'm here again, but then cancelled midway through and then I'm back. And then I just went, I'm good. Giggity. Oh. But welcome back to another little drawing stream. Hopefully this time I won't keep the starting screen or be right back screen on while I'm drawing and miss half of the stream out. Hopefully, we'll see about that. I can't believe I did that. It's insane. I feel like such an idiot. I missed the whole lighting section of adding lighting to the cloak, the trousers, the jumper. I even think I missed the cloak clasp because it was all covered up by my be right back screen. I was talking the entire time. This is what was on. And I missed everything. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't believe I did that. That was bad. Let's hopefully not do that this time. We've got a whole lot left to do on this. Just a little more rendering, more polish, blah 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 blah. And maybe a background. Maybe a background. We'll see about that. What do I want to do today? I want to render the fireball. I want to add some subsurface scattering on the fingers. I'm not sure if I should add the background before I add the lighting. I need to add the fireball lighting itself as well. Also, another thing I want to do, which I'm not sure if I will do or not, is it's the fireball itself. So basically, the way fire works, the hotter it is, the brighter it is. And the hottest part of a fireball would be the middle. So, naturally you would want the whitest part of the fireball to be in the middle, because it's the hottest part. My problem then lies that I want to make the fireball semi-transparent, so you can see through it. But that removes the intensity of the flame. It makes it look a lot weaker than it should be. Ooh, Charlie, you just appeared out of the darkness. Kinda scared me though. Charlie is like all black in tuxedo. He's just got white paws and white chest. And a little stupid pathetic mustache. So he just appeared out of the darkness. I just saw a paw coming out of nowhere. Hey boy, you gonna sit next to me? No, you're gonna go walk over there. Go and play with my wires. Duh. He likes to play with small stringy wires that hang around. I've got to make sure all my wires are clean and neat. But for some reason, he also likes to get really curious about the wires on the back of my PC, which are the most important wires. And they're the only ones that don't hang about or look messy, so he shouldn't have any interest in them. He just does it to piss me off. Because then I gotta get up and move him around. He doesn't like actually bite them, he just gets curious and gets near to him. I don't like him being near them at all. I get him away from them. But yeah, back to the fireball. What I want to do is when I make things transparent, I don't just reduce the opacity layer. I normally use my eraser tool on a soft setting and erase parts of it. What I would do here would erase the center part of it, so it shines translucent in the middle and then opaque on the edges. That gives it the transparent feel while keeping it a bit intense. But the problem here is that the hardest part would be in the middle, so this wouldn't make sense. What would make sense would be the opposite. But I don't think that would look right. And then that kind of removes the whole point of wanting to see through the fireball. Yeah, it still doesn't look right. Ollie, what do you want? Leave me on. Just had to turn my lights on so I could actually see where Charlie is. He was scratching something, but I don't know what he was scratching. There's nothing in this room that he could scratch other than his scratching post. But I don't think he was next to it, so... What are you doing, dude? You gonna sit on my lap? Why is it the second I start streaming you want to start acting up? He's been sleeping all day. Yeah, I hear you. Please don't sit in front of my tablet. No, I can't draw when you're there. Okay, you can sit in front of the keyboard. I just won't use the erasing tool anymore. And get your butt away from my mic. Charlie has interrupted stream. Okay, he is gone. He decided to leave through the curtain. Oh yeah, we need to do the hair as well. Sorry, that took up quite a lot of time. Yeah, I think I will quickly do some base shadows and highlights on the hair, and then move on to lighting on the fireball itself, and then move on to environmental lighting and stuff. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to do an actual background for this or not. See how it goes. So, first of all, let's do hair. How do we want to approach this? Seems to have a lot of OCs with red hair, and I don't know why, because I actually don't like characters with red hair much. I just naturally start making characters that have red hair. So right away, this is my first problem. Our light source is from here, but I'm doing shadows on the bottom. Honestly, I shouldn't do this, but this is just... I find it tricky to shade in hair, so I'm just going to do what I know. It won't matter too much, because you can draw all the highlights over the top of the shadows. And this is just, you know, there's multiple light sources. This was what feels right to me. I'm not a perfect artist. I have my own problems. Like Charlie. Charlie is problem number 1. The hair at the back can all be shaded in. I don't mind by that too much. I don't want to get too carried away with the shading on the hair. Because I feel like if I get carried away shading it in, it's going to get messy real quick. I'm just going to stick to big strokes for the hair. the shading on that. The thing about the hair is when it gets like this, when he's using his powers to actually do fireballs, his hair also takes on a fiery effect, which I like as a design they've done. So the shading might actually just completely disappear if I decide to take that route and follow through on colouring this hair as fire as well. Just going through, shading between the gaps in the hair. Just to give it some volume. I think I'm going to add the hair into its own group as well. Just so I've got stuff to work on here. And that way I can, a thing I like to do when doing hair is just add a big gradient over the top of it. Like this. I like that. Like this. Make it look a bit nicer as well. Really flattens things out or brings everything together a bit more. And let's add some little highlights as well. So let's choose the brightest part of our hair. Go a little bit orangish. Not be too afraid to use bold colours. I'm going to go over the orange here and then maybe use a brighter colour afterwards. Maybe. I don't want to get too carried away with the hair being too many different colours or being too vibrant as well. So whenever I have a line in the hair, just trying to match that. So instead of each highlight following the strand of hair, kind of follow its own path and then just goes with the strand of hair that it's on. That makes sense? It might not be explained that very well. I can find it very easy to get carried away with doing that, even though I feel like it's getting too carried away. Let's blur some of these highlights a little bit, just so they're not so sharp. I'm just gonna go over some of them, blur them all. Not all of them, and not every part. Just wherever it looks a bit too sharp, blur it a bit. Here especially, very sharp here. Anyway, you can actually see the shape of the brush that I'm using. I want to remove, so I think that was kind of tacky. Like, it is nice to have your brush strokes very visible, but when you can see the actual shape of the brush itself, it kind of makes the art look a little more rushed, in my opinion. Well, some artists pull it off really well. Say some artists, I feel like I notice it most in my own work. But whenever I do spot it in a piece of art, I'm like, oh, I can see what brush they used. And then I immediately like it a little less because I understand it more. But with it, like, there's art where I'm just like, how could somebody possibly make this? And I'm like, well, that's good art. Really good art. But again, it doesn't really apply to everyone. Me thing, to be honest. I'm gonna add some little stylized lines in here as well, or directional lines. I think it'll look a little nicer as well. I think that's one thing that's kind of lost on AI art. Like, AI art takes over everything, it's everywhere now. But it's always like the same style, it's always the same like overly polished thing. And I like that there are styles that are more chaotic and abstract. I like how cool they are, like the Spider-Verse style. I forget the actual guy's name, but I really like his art style, and it's very messy and chaotic, yet it gets what it wants to get across with that style. And it uses a lot of these like little random patchworks here and there. And it really just breaks things up, and you don't really see that in AI art. Which is why it's one of those things that's still really nice. Now then, what is this? This doesn't belong here. There we go. A few more highlights at the top because we're kind of missing a few here. I'm just trying not to get too carried away. This is looking nice, but it's starting to look a lot more brown than red. Although, to be fair, my main character does have brown hair, so this does work still. I forgot that his hair's not actually red. No, it is red. No, forget. I'm an idiot. It is red. I think I was playing with the idea of him having brown hair, but it turning red when he's using his powers. Honestly, I might like that idea more. Though the red hair is more visually interesting and unique. I don't know. I'll play around with it because I've drawn the character a lot, but I haven't colored him in a lot. So I think I should just play around with making some more colored concepts of him. That way I can choose better. Anyway. Oh. Let's add a writer there. Oh, let's be red. Yeah. Another gradient of the top bit. Maybe make it an overlay layer or something. Multiply. Flip down, linear, subtract, and let's overlay. That is. Ooh, it's a bit darker. I don't know if I like that. I want it to be lighter. The problem is because I've made it a different color. Doing an add layer kind of works. We could do that. Yeah, makes a ton of difference. I'm gonna keep that at 40% for now. Just gonna merge my highlight and darken layers, just so it's all neatly together. It's probably a bad idea for later on, but I just want to sort it out now. I've got darker tones, I've got highlight tones, I could add even darker tones and even lighter tones, but I'm not going to because I don't want my hair to look too complicated. I'm going to add the lighter tones, just not the even darker tones. Let's do that. Let's add the lighter tones. So I want to go up a little bit more, a bit more than that. And let's add our fiery highlight tones. Again, these ones don't need to be as prominent, they just need to be in the brightest spots, they don't need to be everywhere. Anywhere that's looking directly at a light source, I'd say. But they don't need to be as prominent as the previous light tones. You know? Yeah, you know. These are the brightest of the bright. They don't need to be everywhere. you can see I'm getting a little too carried away here. They're starting to pop out a lot more, so I'm just gonna put them down a bit. That's looking good to me. Whoa, I'm having that. Is the gradient map? Either way. Another thing I like to do is my lasso tool, fill in the whole thing, and then whoosh, and swoosh, whoosh. Make one of these little halo things. Put out the parts we don't need. Now you can see we have this. And it can be any shape we want, but I chose this shape. Why? I don't know. It's a very generic shape to have. And from there, we can swish, or even swish. And now we have a line on his head. We can erase little parts of it as well. Make it a little more translucent. We can break it up a little bit as well. Even make it follow the actual hairline if we want to be smart. Just trying to fix this little bit here as well, since we're already going with the following hairline route instead of just flat route. Raise it a bit more. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Load a little bit. Set it to add or glow. Reduce the opacity a bunch. More hair highlights. I don't know if I like it with the gaps. I might just kept the gaps normal. I'm gonna reduce it just all the way so it's very faint. There we go. Faint highlight on hair. And then let's just do the same thing again, but like with brighter highlights. And I mean really bright highlights. That's another thing I like to do. That's where these little anime sparkly hair highlights. Believe it or not, I do actually like anime. I don't watch anime a ton, but I do like it. something that like really put me off anime is just the voice acting. I just really don't like modern anime voice acting. So many shows that people just love and are so hyped about, and I'm just like, the voice acting kills me. Like what's it called? The name of it. Everyone loves it though. Jujutsu Kaisen, that's the one. Everyone talks about how it's such an amazing anime, and I tried to sit down and watch it and get through it. And I had to actually force myself to watch the entire first season without leaving. I really wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to like it because everyone says that it's really good. But the voice acting was just so painful to listen to. I couldn't stand it. Like, what the hell am I listening to? My Hero Academia has this problem, but honestly I don't think it's to as worse a degree as Jujutsu Kaisen. I hear a lot of people make the same complaint about My Hero Academia. I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, a lot of modern anime is just really over the top voice acting. At least for the English dubs. I don't know about the Japanese dubs or any other language dubs. Like, listening to them as a non-native speaker, it sounds completely fine to me because I have no idea what it's supposed to sound like. So, I think listening to dub makes it a lot more bearable. But I don't watch subbed anime that much. Mainly just because I get too distracted. I like to be able to hear it as well as see it. There's also moments where I watch anime and I'll watch the entire thing in subs, and then I'll think back on it like a week later and I'll be like, didn't I watch that in English? Wasn't that in English? I remember every scene completely in English, even though I never watched it in English. And then my brain just automatically voice acted these characters in my head, despite them not actually having voices in English. I think that's kind of crazy. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to Control-C, Control-V, just duplicate this highlight layer right now. And I want to make the layer underneath it blurred. So filter, blur. I don't know if this is going to look good or not. I just want to test it out. So we'll blur this, so it's all like that. And then we'll add the highlight layer back. And it just gives us that little edge around everything. Make it shinier. And honestly, I do quite like that. I make it a little less bright. I don't know what we're thinking. I quite like that. Another thing I want to do there. I said I wasn't going to add darker spots, but I'm going to add darker spots. I'm gonna do it here though. Oh my god! One of these are using the clipping mask. I don't know what this layer is. There's nothing on that layer. Nothing on this layer? Yes. Those two. Didn't get merged. Anything on this layer? That thing. Didn't get merged. I don't feel like they're more blurred than normal. Anyway, what I was going to do just had some quick little dark spots between the gaps in their hair. Not a lot, not getting carried away, I swear. Just want to separate the lines a bit more by adding some dark spots in the gaps between hairlines, like each tuft of hair where they meet, or anywhere I think there should be dark spots. Mostly just here. Just kind of following the line out. See? Wasn't that a lot? Makes it more volume. And now I will undo everything I've done by doing this. That doesn't look great, does it? No, it doesn't. Thanks, me. Like, this is kind of the effect I wanted for the hair all along. Bright, glowy. But it's completely overshadowed by the fact that this hair is so much darker. Everything just looks off. I might keep this. Makes the hair look more metallic, but look nice like this as well. What layer is this? A darker layer. Coaty? No, don't want that. Do I want to add my highlights over the top of it though? Yes. I want to add this over the top of it. No. Want to hide this? No. Okay, well that's our hair done for now. Hair done. There is one more thing I could do with this hair. I'm gonna just make a copy of it before I start. I'm gonna flatten it by merging the layers. So it's nice and flat. And then Control-C, Control-V. I'm gonna make 3 different versions of it. Normally what I do when I'm making background art. But I'll do it here too. Wait, I don't need to make 3 different versions. What am I saying? Make 3 blah blah blah. I go to layer, new correction layer, tone curve, and that's whap. Make it really bright, very bright, not that bright. Very bright. That's the amount of brightness I want. And layer, correction layer, tone curve. Yeah, we didn't actually need these copies. These copies can go away. Whoa! Don't need that. Hello! Whoa! Not that either. There we go. Now, I like that one. That's our original. You want to do this like a dark but desaturated. Don't need to be so vibrant though. I want it dark. There were a lot of highlights here, which I don't really want. Go to some of these. Put it over here. Bring it down here. Go to you. Yeah, I think that works. And then my dark layer goes underneath my bright layer. So that's what we have normally. Here's our dark layer, and here's our bright layer. And one more thing I want to quickly sort out is I'm going to put this in a group. Just so it only affects the actual hair. See? Basically, what we can do here is we have our bright and dark layer. We had our dark layer, we have this. We had our bright layer, we have this. And we can just erase parts of the dark layer, get our bright layer to shine through. And that saves us the trouble of doing all that shading and stuff. It makes the hair look a bit nicer and makes the lighting more consistent. Yeah? Oops. Move some of the face around there by accident. And I think I like this a lot better than before already. And of course, it works the other way around as well. We could just remove parts of the dark layer to get our brighter layer to shine through. I mean, we can move past the brighter layer to get parts of our dark layer to shine through. You know the drill. And if there is no dark layer underneath, it will only be the mid-tone underneath. So, if there's nothing to get darker, it will get less bright. Which will, you know, result in a mid-tone. A very neutral brightness. Of course, we want our little gradient effect, so we don't need to remove too much here. Just enough to like, get the effect of some volume is all we want. I don't like this little part here, that's too dark. All we need to do is just paint it back in. Is that right there? That is all right there. Is that dark layer? Is that dark layer? Let's erase the dark layer. That's not the right layer. Erase this part of the dark layer. There we go. And I think that works out very well. So let's compare this with our attempt before. It was kind of flat. That was way more full. And more bubbly as well. Like that. So I'm gonna go with this version instead. I'm gonna rename the folder. Yeah. There's more we could do to this hair. But are we going to? Probably not. Not right now, at least. Like, we could just, you know... I'm just waiting for the file to save. Oof. Oh my god. What we could do is just obliterate the entire thing with low dodge, and there his hair is much brighter. It also gives him like the hair of the dude from Demon Slayer, I guess. Use this peachy tone for it. Glow dodge. Do bright red. Bright white. Either works really. The other thing I could do is to delete that layer, it's a bit silly. I might just lower the brightness of this bright layer a tad. Just take it down to 88. It's a little bit too bright, honestly. It's a bit metallic. Take the darkness down to 90 as well. Just so it's not as metallic. Less contrast. So what was I saying? Another thing I could do. Oh, I completely forgot now. No. Oh, I hate when that happens. I'm completely blanking on what I was gonna say. No. Ah. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Layer, new layer, and wait, what? Did I just press new layer? That's not what I want. Layer, new correction layer, gradient map. We can add a gradient map to it. And that makes our colors a little more consistent as well. The sunset layer, sunrise, some purple, sunrise, sunrise, sunrise. They're all sunrise. I don't know why I bother saying the titles. I could really make my own, but I don't want to. I'm happy with these custom ones. Sunset works. Why am I saying sunset? They're all called sunset. You know what I mean? This sunset. That one works. I could just use these to help with balancing my colors a bit better. And some pinkish hair. Ooh. That blue hair. That looks nice actually. I like that. That one also looks nice actually. I actually quite like that. Wait a minute. Am I just exposing myself right now? Oh my god. It's literally the exact same. Oh, that also looks nice. Literally the same as what it looked like before. Feel like I could change it to a multiply layer. And then change it all the way down to like 10%. Maybe even less. So there's more consistent colors. And then from here, we just need to start editing the ball of fire. I want to edit the ball of fire before I start adding the light from the fire into different places. And then once we've done that, we'll move on to the fire lighting and the eyes. We'll do the eyes as well again. Dramatically failed last time. And then we'll do the background. The background isn't going to be anything special. It's going to be a really quick, simple background. Might fix these little bits in the hair as well because they're kind of bothering me. We also need to paint the line art as well. That's just something that can be done pretty easily. Normally, instead of doing black line art, I will do like a dark brown line art, so they won't be affected by like multiply or color dodge or anything, or any of the blend options on layers. Normally I'll make the line art start brown so it looks black, but it won't get affected by any color dodge layers. I can show you what I mean. Like, it won't get affected by blend layers. So if I do a blend layer and I do it soft brush, bright, I don't know, yellow. Of course it doesn't work. Why would it work? Okay. What if I do it over here? There we go, that works. You can see how it blows everything out. It blows out all the pixels. Now here, it doesn't look that bad because I've made it dark brown. But if it's black, okay, now it's just showing me. But it normally looks worse. You can see here it's a bit worse. So let me try again. Let me try with a harsher color. Maybe over here. So you can see everything gets really pixelated and blown out. It's it kind of makes everything look a bit crustier, a bit worse. It mainly affects like thinner line art, really fine stuff. Here, you can see it gets really choppy, pretty bad. So anyway, you want to do like these little highlights. You don't want to use black because it starts looking all gross. But use a dark color like dark brown. It normally can like not get affected by the, you know, by the bloom as much. It's a lot softer of a transition here as well. Much softer of a transition. It doesn't bloom nearly as much. That's just what I find works for me at least. And I normally make everything dark brown, apart from the eyes. I keep those black so they stand out, and I'll make some details on the face, like a dark skin color, like the neck. Or I'll make the details in the cape at the top. I'll basically just match whatever the shading color is, whatever the darkest shading color is. Anyway, I'm gonna take a quick break, and when I come back, we will start doing the fire. And hopefully, I'll actually remember to turn my rake screen off this time. Because I completely forgot last time. Anyway, see you guys soon. Okay, we are back. Wha- One more thing I need to do before moving on to any other things right now. I need to do the horns. I'm gonna do the horns as part of the hair layer though. Hey Charlie, come back over here again. Okay, you can sit there. Sitting on the end of my desk. Just add some highlights on these horns real quick. Just remove some of these lines so I've got the hair poking through, going over the horns. Just a little bit more visually interesting for composition. Oh yeah. The horns. Much more cool. Alright, how do I tackle this ball of fire? I think I am going to go with the route of erasing it a bit. Put on the edge. And then I want to do a glow dodge layer. Or a glow dodge layer? Maybe if I do a normal layer. Make it bright red. And then do a glow layer on top of that. See if that is any better. He's holding a bowl of 2000's logo. It looks like he's holding a bowl of pure mango essence. Which should be cool if his power was fruit. But his power is not fruit, fortunately. Okay, add. We'll add. I think that looks a bit nicer. Not quite sure though. You can always blow it out more later. I'm going to quickly change the lineup for this ball that will make that bright red. Well, a add layer. Yeah, that was nicer. I like that. Fireball! Fireball! Fire! What fire? What am I doing now? Firelight? Yes. Yes. Guess I'll be doing the firelight now. Okay, let's do that. So, I want to start with a big soft light. I'm going to use the brightest part of the fire here. There's my bush. There it is. Whoa! I don't like that. Make it better. I think best if I might be best to have my light like that. But this is my firelight layer. Actually, is it? No, it's not. This won't be my firelight layer. I've changed my mind. I will Control-C, Control-V to copy this layer. Boom, my fire is now twice as hot. And now it is back to regular hot. And now I will add my actual firelight. So anything that the light touches, or that the fire can directly see, is where I will add my light. Like on the palms of this hand here, on the edges, heads of the fingers. This is the harsh light, so it doesn't need to be everywhere. It needs to be on the edges of everything. Anything you can directly see is where it is. Probably gonna end up blurring these lines as well. We'll see about that though. Again, mostly edge light, solar fire. Anything that the fire can directly see is what we'll be adding our light to. That's my fire layer. Where's my fire layer? Fire! There it is. There we go. The firelight on the skin done. I'm going to add another one. Wait a minute. There it is. Yeah, I'm going to add another one. Let's go to that, like that. Just adding all of the light that would be directly from the fire into the clothes as well. Do this on a separate layer as well. quite a lot here. This part's very close. Hmm. Move some of this. This is looking a bit too soft. I want it to be a bit harsher because it is harsh light. Just had to double check my screen, make sure the back screen isn't still there. Kind of forgot I was supposed to be talking for a minute. Well, kind of hard to add the firelight onto the side of the trousers because like they're all such a similar color. This should work. Please let me draw. Cool. We can draw again. This will be affected by the fire. This will be affected by the fire. Again, nice harsh lines because it's fire. Very close, it's a very strong light source. The edge, not so much affected by the fire, but I'm moving the edge anyway because I feel like it would look nicer. And light tends to wrap around as well. There we go. There we go. That's all of our fire lighting done. So, without fire lighting, compared to with the firelight source, you can see already a lot of a difference. I'm gonna want to add some to the hair as well. Even though the hair will probably end up being its own light source as well, depending on if I want to light it up that much. My problem here right now is that for some reason this side is looking a little grey. This side looks fine. This side looks grey. I feel like the light isn't interacting with the hair how I want it to. Hmm. You know what? No, I think that looks fine. I'm brighten it in post if I want to. Either way, definitely adds more directional lighting on the bottom here. I do need to add the what's it called? Subsurface scattering as well in fingers. Let's do that. These guys are getting a little bit out of hand, but please hurry up writing to file. Still waiting for it to load. Come on. There we go. So, subsurface scattering. Go down here, not there. Put all this in a layer. If I put it all in a group, it messes up. We don't want to do that. Color. Okay, for subsurface scattering layer, that'll be red. Red or orange? Right now, I'm just adding this orange color along the parts that are most affected by the fire, and the edges of the fingers, and the edges of where the light meets the shadow, because this will give me a subsurface scattering effect and make the fingers look more full. That doesn't need subsurface scattering on it. This one does. That. Oh. I'm gonna hope and pray that this is gonna look how I want it to. But we will see about that. So let's try it. Change it to a lightened layer. And reduce it to about 30%. And that adds a little bit more life to the fingers and stuff. Let's crank it up to 50%. Yeah, you can see it adds a bit more life now. And on the face and the ears especially, it helps. You can't see it much on this particular piece because there's so much light on the front. I could do it bolder, to be fair. Could do it at 80% as well. I don't want to overdo it too much. You know, I think I will leave it at 80% actually. I think that's fine. I still need to add the pattern on the cloak as well. And the eyes, of course. Let me just quickly do the line up. And then I'll move on to the other things as well. So, line up. Pretty simple here. Choose the darkest color I can. Maybe not darkest, a darker color. Just go over any line art that I want to change from black to a, you know, less black color. And some dark overlays as well, or dark colors in this layer. I'm gonna keep the eyes line out as black. Choose some slightly darker colors. Choose the darkest color that I can from the hair, but then go a slight bit darker than that. That way, the line art is still visible, but it's nowhere near as harsh as it was. So it's black hair, very harsh line art. Go over it, not as harsh anymore. Subtle changes. And that's just what I like to do for the hair. There we go. I'm just going over the float now of the line out. What's this? Yeah, that's where it's done. Better? Maybe. Yes. I'm just gonna do the. I'm only gonna color the line out on the inside of these hands. I don't want to quite color the entire ones in this color because I feel like it's a bit too harsh. No! Why? Why would you breathe while I'm doing it? I think this is my autosave feature that just throws it all the time. Okay. That line thickness is a little absurd. Where's this fireball layer? Yeah. Off it for a second. I like that. I think that's nice. Yes. I'm starting to get a little fatigued or oh, just saw my break timer now. Realized it's not too far away. I'm just trying to think of what I'm doing next. I need to do the eyes. I've done the firelight. I've done the hair. I've done the edge lighting. Well, most of the edge lighting at least. I've done the subsurface scattering. All it is doing now is the background, the cloak redesign, and the eyes. And then also adding little effects as well here in those two. Oops. The second I touch anything in Clip Studio, it just starts to freeze now. Oh boy. I do want to add some textures on the cloak as well, actually. I normally wait till last to do the textures. And I will also want to add a gradient map to this whole piece as well, because some of the clothes are a little off. Like, you can see how his jumper is kind of grey compared to how vibrant and purple or reddish the cloak is in the background behind him. But realistically, the colours wouldn't work like that. The cloak would cast its own light or reflect light onto his jumper, making it a more purple hue rather than it being so grey and separate. So I will need to add light on that as well. But if I just add a gradient map on top of the entire thing, then the fun thing is that it all starts to mesh properly. And I can go ahead and remove this reference layer now because I don't need that anymore. Reference layer can go. Then layer, new correction layer, gradient map. And you can see what I mean by it makes everything mesh together more. I feel like I'm gonna have to manually add that lighting as well. But that's fine. We can do that. And we will do that. Right now. Over here. Is the shadow layer, I think? No. That's the highlight layer. This the shadow layer? That is the shadow layer. So. Over here. To multiply that. Oop. That fixes it a bit. That might be a bit too dark though. Maybe a multiply layer isn't right, but yeah, I could try a darken layer instead. Where's darken? Or hard light. Hard light would also work instead of multiply. Alright, I'm gonna go take a quick break and I'll be back soon. And then we'll continue with this. And add a few more stuff. See you soon. Okay, we are back. Hello. Let's continue the art. Okay. What was I gonna do again? Oh, I forgot already. Let's play around with the background colors. Yep, so it works on black. Could blur some of these lighten up. Could blur some stuff for the hair. Could also add some highlights in this. You know what, that's what I'm gonna do actually. I'm gonna add some highlights. So add glow. I need to do the need to do the eyes next. I'm just kind of adding little more highlights here and there. I need to do the eyes, but I'm putting it off. I'm putting off doing the eyes. But I really shouldn't. Right, eyes time. Good, hold this for a second. Whoa, not what I want. why is this here? I'm not sure. Can I add a clipping mask? It's completely fine. When I remove the clipping mask, I am not quite sure why this is happening. Nope, that's not gonna work. Oh well. That's why. Okay. I don't know why that's like that. There we go. That's what I wanted. Wow. Wow. There we go. Bright yellow eyes. We don't want to buy yellow, that's all. His eyes look a little down. Just trying to figure out how I should be doing these eyes. I think I kind of screwed myself over here by doing the pupils so small and also as part of the line art, so I might delete pupils. Yeah, so you know what? I am going to go back to the line art. I'm going to delete these parts. I'm gonna copy paste it first, just to make sure I don't ruin anything. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, that's fine. Problem is that the pupils are a bit too low on that one. I'm just trying to figure out how to do these right now. Do a add glow. Probably no. Let's do a glow dodge here. Wait, how did it turn to normal though? Change that. Control C will be this. Filter. No, not filter. Layer. Add. Filter. Blur. Gaussian blur. Go dodge. Go dodge. Yeah, I like that. It's fun. Control R. Glow. Like that. Where did I put the eyes? I think I put the eyes up front, right? No? Oh, the eyes. Are they? They were the front. Now I'm confused. Why not? Why not? That's the original, why not? Don't need that one. Get this one. There it is. Thin gouache, my friend. Red. Is that the level I'm at? I'm just saying whatever color I really know. Red. That's looking pretty nice. Alright, I like the eyes though. The eyes turned out pretty well. Let's add some texture to this cape. Cape? Cloak? Cloak. Let's use the grunge dot. Grunge dot bush, my favorite bush. Texture. Again, his hair looks a bit ginger here compared to how I'd like it. I'd like it to be more red. So I might just correct that later with some filters. I do still need to edit the actual cloak itself and make the pattern on it better. I need to fix some of the line art. Blah 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 blah. Background as well. But oh well. I'm gonna leave it at this for now. I'm gonna come back to it tomorrow. Pretty early. Not much left for me to work. I'm just getting a bit tired, so I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Hope you're all having a nice time. Hope you had a good stream. Hope you had a good time on the stream. I'll see you all tomorrow when we're gonna be doing the same thing, coloring in, rendering, redesigning the cloak kinda. And playing with some more colours and filters and doing the background as well. It'll be a short stream, so it might not take very long. Maybe an hour or two, maybe 3 hours. But yeah. Pretty good. I'll see you guys later.